Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we are talking Glamour Magic. I got all glammed up for you. Maddie's getting all glammed up for you. We're both going to get glammed up on the Glamour Magic episode because I thought it would be cute because my daughter does our nails.
Yeah.
She likes doing it. It's not like, and I'll recompense her for her time in some manner or another. It's fine.
She's not forced, right?
Yeah, no, this is not forced labor. This is willing. She enjoys doing the nails. And sometimes we pay her for it. And I'll probably buy her, new nail stuff because I get her to do my nails, all the time. And I need my nails done. She's not working tonight. And I thought, well, if Maddie's up for this, we can get our nails done on the Glamour Magic episode.
I'm so down. I hope I don't get distracted. If I'm watching get my nails done, it's just...
Oh, I will do the same thing.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did we learn
Glamour
about
Magic.
Glamour Magic?
There's so much of Glamour Magic that I do that I didn't think of as Glamour Magic.
Me either. Same. I didn't think of, enchanting a piece of jewelry as Glamour Magic.
Right.
It never occurred to me that could be what it is.
Well, and I never thought of, imbuing my body oil with, protection and things like that. I never thought of that as Glamour Magic, but... You can, with perfume, body oil, body spray. That's Glamour Magic.
Well, and I feel like people have this misconception when they hear Glamour Magic. I've got to bring it up.
Yep,
I've
please
said
do.
This so many times when talking
we'll
to
just
Amber
knock
about
it out right away.
Is Glamour Magic is not doing what that bitch does on
in the craft.
Okay, that's not. Or we're not taking a polyjuice potion. And
Sarah is a natural witch, guys. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
I feel like people hear Glamour Magic and they're like, oh, I can turn my eyes purple.
Right.
I can make my hair look pink without dyeing it.
Mm-hmm. But what Glamour Magic really is making her think that my eyes are violet, even though they're still blue, and using my magic to do so.
It's like those bitches that are like, no, my eye color changes when I'm angry. My eye color changes.
I'm sorry if we offended somebody.
I'm so sorry. Because I know there are so many. No, it's
God.
Blue today because I'm really happy.
Oh, man. I never talk about
Somebody's going to comment, no, my
eyes really do change.
No, my eyes change in the sense that I have hazel eyes. So if I wear a blue shirt, it looks more blue than, green.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I wear a green shirt, it looks more green than blue. So would that be Glamour Magic?
I mean, I wouldn't think necessarily that unless you're putting the intention behind it. Remember, intention is 7/10 of the law, guys. Sorry, I had to get that one in. If you listen to last episode, you got that joke. If not, you should go listen to last episode after this one because it's mirror magic. So, we bring in, we got scrying, mirror magic, glamour magic. It all comes together. It does. Because, okay, so when I think of glamour magic, I think of makeup and I think of looking in the mirror and using the mirror to make my appearance different to other people. Mm-hmm. Not to myself, but to other people.
Did you say that's mirror or glamour?
That's what I think of when I think of glamour magic.
Yeah, I agree.
That is what I think of.
But it never occurred to me that, I guess glamour is such a broad term when it comes to makeup and jewelry and things like that. Yeah, no, because here's the thing that I learned. It's something that I do in my practice all the time. I've even made a morning witch video about it, but using my color magic for dressing for certain energies that I want in that day. So
that is glamour magic.
Yeah, I never thought of that as glamour magic.
I thought of it as color magic.
But
Same.
really, a lot of magics just
they
go
overlap.
Hand in hand.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Because I've thought about it with makeup from a color magic perspective, but it's definitely glamour magic too.
So we had talked in the car about this episode, and I can't remember what you said. Would putting sigils in your foundation and then rubbing it in count as glamour magic or no? What would you think?
I would think it depends on the intention of what you're doing with those sigils, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like because Glamour Magic very much is like the name glamour, okay? It has to do with the visuals. It has to do with aesthetics, right?
Right.
So if those sigils are like, people will see my inner beauty, or people will perceive this aspect of what I want them to
Or people
have.
won't notice.
Or yes, exactly.
I'm covering the zit.
Nobody's gonna see it. Yes, exactly. So that I would think is glamour magic, right? Personally, this is my viewpoint, and I don't know where it lies on the spectrum of quote unquote what is, but since I'm an intuitive witch, to me, what is what I think, and for me, what is for you is what you think, and for Maddie is what Maddie thinks, right? But so in my view, like, I use my mascara for the purposes of me being able to see the truth in things, but also for others to not be able to throw shade at me, essentially, right? Now, I personally don't think that counts as glamour magic. I don't know if somebody else would, but like I was watching this TikTok where a lady who practices glamour magic was talking about putting her mascara on, and people are going to see me as beautiful. People are going to see my inner beauty. People are going to love me for blah, 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 blah. And that to me falls right into glamour magic, whereas what I do with it, to me, it doesn't fall into glamour magic, but I don't know. Like, what do you think?
So for me, I'm trying to think how to say this without being shitty, because I don't think it's shitty, but I don't think I would ever perform that type of magic, because I wouldn't want to, like, unless I was going on a date, maybe. Or if
What about a job interview?
Yeah, job interview. Maybe specific situations, but for like everyday life doing my makeup, I can't imagine putting the energy into, I want these people to see me as beautiful. It just seems like a waste of energy for me.
I get that. And like, okay, intention is 7/10 of the law. If you have the intention as you're doing it, would that count? Like, you're not putting a shit ton of energy in, but you've already imbued your makeup with that intention. So every time you put your makeup on, you don't actually,
Blessing the
like,
makeup,
yes.
so that you don't have to do it every single
exactly.
time.
But you're still doing it every single time, and you're feeding a little bit of your magic into it every time you put the makeup on, right? But you're not having to focus on it because you've already imbued it. Because like one girl was talking about taking your perfume, like if you're a perfume user, okay, imbuing your perfume with protection so that when you use that perfume, it is an aura of protection around you. Because think about it, like when somebody who's wearing perfume walks past you, you can smell that, right?
Course, yeah.
So it's that cloud around you of straight protection.
Like
now, I do that.
Smelling.
Yes. And I do that with my body sprays and my body oils personally. Like, that is part of my practice. And I guess technically it falls into glamour magic, even if I didn't think of it that way. And one thing, okay, you know what? One thing that came to me, like one of my
epiphanies.
I like that. One of my epiphanies along with this was glamour magic has a lot of like self-love type of stuff.
It does.
Attached, associated. Like that's...
So, I'm trying to think, if you count certain like self-love things as glamour magic, would a ritual bath be
yes, absolutely.
glamour magic?
Yes.
Let's say you're going on a date. You're doing a ritual bath with rose petals and things like that. Or you're married and you're preparing for a romantic bath with your significant other. You would consider that glamour magic?
Yes, absolutely. And the same girl with the
before your
mascara.
Wedding.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
think so.
And think about it, like that garter belt, right? Isn't that kind of like ritualistic glamour magic?
It is, though.
Because you have your husband, as soon as he's your husband, he takes that barrier off.
I love that, actually.
But like, yeah, so like glamour magic is very much like all that stuff that you, like, it's not just about self-love, but it's like you have to have self-love for the glamour magic to work, I feel like.
Oh, I think so too, because you have to have that confidence in yourself.
Exactly, because you got to, if you want the whole world to see you as beautiful, you're going to have to push that out there. Just like if you want the whole world to perceive your curly ass hair as straight, you're going to have to put a lot of effort into it. And you have to be so connected with your curly ass hair out of love that you're able to make other people perceive it differently because you're so connected. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I love the positive talk that we have about glamour magic right now, but I want to address some of the negative aspects as well.
Okay.
There are some people that can make themselves appear bigger than they really are. And I do think that's a form of glamour magic. I really do. They can talk themselves up or, so much.
Right, because it's like, this is how I want everybody else to perceive me.
Yes.
So I'm putting that out there in such a forceful manner that you're all going to see it that way as well, right?
Yes.
No, I totally get that. Because, like, I've told Maddie, and I mentioned it on here once, I think before, but, like, I meet a lot of different people all the time through my job. And quite often, I see people, and you can get it if you need it. You'll be fine. Just don't knock the camera over. That's all that matters. Sorry, we lost a filing board? Is that right? Emery board. But I will see people, and I'll see their faces, and I'll see them as they appear. And then other times, I will see their faces differently, and I think I see them as they truly are. Does that make sense? And I think it's yes.
But like
I think it's like unwitting glamour magic. They're trying to project to the world so much. This is what I look like. But sometimes, because usually it's after they've been through some kind of procedure or appointment, which probably diminishes their own power, I see them differently. And it's like, well, I just saw this person 2 hours ago. I know what they look like. But now they look completely different to my eye. Not completely different, but like when we talked about in the mirror magic episode, you stare in the mirror long enough and the face kind of changes. It's just like that. And I really do think it's unwitting glamour magic where people are wanting to be perceived in this manner. And so when they're putting their effort toward it, that's how you perceive them if you're not trying to see through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. And, it's hard because how do you know someone's doing it? How do you know someone's
Well,
doing
and like from the standpoint
That's
of
where
you
the
said,
vibes come in.
yes. And from the standpoint of like what you were saying with like somebody who's talking themselves up to this point of, I'm so wonderful, I'm so good. If somebody is projecting that, how are you supposed to
see through it?
It's
hard to,
Well, and I think that's where mirror magic could come into play, especially if you could get them to look in your enchanted mirror. Do you think that you could enchant a mirror to foil someone else's glamour magic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I think so. I actually love that because I totally think so.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I read and made a lot of sense to me with this was one of the most powerful days to perform glamour magic is Friday. It's Freya's day. She's the goddess of beauty. Yes.
Oh
so like, you could once a week do some kind of working.
Friday is everybody's weekend, so once a week you could do your own little self-love ritual. You could well, not everybody's weekend, but it is the weekend. So you could do your own little self-love ritual. Could be a day to rejuvenate or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
So would you think taking a self-care day would be considered glamour magic or no?
Intention is 7/10 of the law. So if you're taking just a self-care day, I think it's definitely a self-love activity no matter what your intention.
Yes.
But I think that for it to be glamour magic, you would have to be intentionally doing like, I'm doing this bath where I have these rose petals and this oil and this, whatever for these specific intentions.
For, like, the next week or something.
Right, exactly. And then like, each thing that you do for your self-care day has a different aspect of glamour magic. Like you could literally, okay, so let's say you don't work Fridays. So you could start your Friday off with a special potion where you drink in some kind of, because glamour magic doesn't have to just be with your makeup. Glamour magic could be drinking in a potion.
Sorry.
We're getting our nails did, guys. But so like you could start your day with a special cup of coffee where you've put cinnamon. Yes. And nutmeg, because like if you're going to be on the go at all, nutmeg is great for protection and luck when you're traveling.
It's also great for self-love.
It is, yes. So like you can make yourself a special potion to start your day off with loving yourself. And that is glamour magic. And then you have your special ritual bath. Again, glamour magic, because you're putting in specific intentions. And then when you get out of your special bath, you can enchant your makeup for whatever you're wanting those intentions to be. You could enchant your perfume. You can then enchant your jewelry.
So would you say that glamour magic, for example, let's say you're going to a job interview and you want to attract them, okay? You want to draw them to you. So you're carrying a specific stone in your pocket. Would that be considered glamour magic? No,
I personally would not think so. Yeah. Like if you wear blue, because blue is good for communication, then that would be glamour magic.
Okay.
But I don't like
holding a stone in your pocket wouldn't be considered.
I don't think that would be the glamour magic part. You know what I'm saying? Like there's magic there.
Right.
You're still using those vibes.
It's not glamour because they're not being enchanted.
Right. Like exactly because like that stone is giving you those vibes. That stone is helping your situation. But the glamour magic piece is when you are putting that out there to the rest of the world for their perception. Just like Maddie said at the very beginning of this. So you can't craft it up and Sarah has red, who has red hair is now blonde and then she shakes it out and she's a redhead again. No, you can't do that. But you can project onto these individuals that you're dealing with, I am fully capable or fully qualified for this job. If we're talking job interview. So if you were wearing
the same type of stone on a necklace,
if you had enchanted that jewelry.
Okay.
But I think like that, again, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget it. Intention is 7/10 of the law, guys. Like, you have to put that in there first, right?
Okay.
You have to have the glamour. Like, if I had this amber and pearl and jet necklace that I'm wearing, if I had enchanted it.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at your pentacle.
Yes.
Is that your Halloween one?
It is yes.
Sorry.
Well, it is my September through November pentacle.
I love your fucking Christmas one.
I do too.
It's a habit. Everybody does.
Oh, I don't care. It's that one is the like once I stop wearing this one, I'll start wearing that one. Yep, because I love my seasonal pentacles. And yeah, I call it my Christmas pentacle too, so no worries. Like, and I didn't mean that like this isn't my Samhain one or my Halloween one. It's just like I wear it during the fall season, which I guess you could say it's my spooky season or my Halloween season pentacle. Like, really. But like, if I had this necklace enchanted for specific purposes, it would be like for specific glamour magic purposes, like projecting to others, blah, blah, blah. Then yeah, I think that would count as glamour magic. But like right now I wear it for the fact that amber gives protection and amber helps with those who give of themselves and stuff like that. And so that's why I wear this necklace. Also, if you guys don't know, like amber and jet is the ancient jewelry that magical practitioners wore. So I really love the amber and jet with pearl in there.
I actually just love amber, if I'm being honest with you. I like the smell of the scent, like the smell of amber. That's my favorite.
Amber oil is in my Happy Days oil because I do like the smell.
Okay, like random thought, has nothing to do with Glamour Magic. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Okay, so I'm too fat for this, but there are some ladies that'll wear belly, like, what the fuck are they called?
Belly chains?
Belly chains, but with amber, okay? Would that be good for a hurt back?
If it's raw amber, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, so you could put it around your waist and like, because I got a hurt back, like, for example, my back gives me trouble from my C-section.
Yeah.
So like putting it as like a belly chain, would that, you think?
I think, absolutely. Like, especially if you like enchanted it for, this is to help me with my healing journey. This is to make my body comfortable. And also like, you say that you're too fat for that, but I've seen a lot of bigger women who like purposefully show off like, no, belly chains are for anybody that wants to wear them.
Well, and
so
also
like
a lot of belly dancers are bigger women, and I know they wear them too.
Yeah.
But like you could do that, or you could wear a belly chain, different rose quartz.
Yeah.
You're attracting a partner.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like there's a lot more to Glamour Magic than I ever thought. Like, honestly, I perform a lot more Glamour Magic than I ever thought, honestly.
I do too. I truly did not consider jewelry like Glamour Magic until now.
No, but I love it because like it makes sense.
I'm
Like,
so sorry. Braiding your hair. You and I both braid intentions into our hair. Would that be considered Glamour Magic?
I think again, it depends on what you're doing it for. Intention is 7 tenths of the law. So like if you're braiding protection
that you have to keep saying that to me.
No. I don't mean to keep saying it to you in a rude way. It's because I love it so much I don't want to forget and not say it anymore.
I'm sorry that I am just not getting it. Like,
no,
I don't want you to think like
I don't know, like, because I feel like with the Glamour Magic, like, it depends on what you're putting in your braid. Like, I don't put anything in my braid that has to do with your perception of me.
So protection in the braid would not be Glamour Magic.
I don't think so.
But putting something in the braid like this person, like job interview, this person will be attracted to me and consider me for my for the job. Okay.
Yeah. So like from my interpretation, and again, guys, this is my interpretation. It doesn't have to be yours. Please tell us in the comments what you think. But my interpretation of everything that I've been learning about Glamour Magic is it has to do with others' perception of you more than anything else. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it a glamour. Is remember when we were Googling that thing for that one episode where we had to take that interview out because that person was yeah. And they fucking, like, I feel like they ran a glamour on us. Mm-hmm. Like, remember when you Googled that book title?
Oh, yeah.
And it came right up, but they said that would never happen. And then it did happen. And you were like, oh, it's so great. Like, look at all these reviews and blah, blah, blah. And, like, that's not how that shit went at all. Mm-hmm. Like, because when we looked at it later, that was not the experience.
That didn't happen, yeah. That was crazy.
And, like, that's a glamour, right? Because they affected our reality. They affected our perception. They tried to make us at odds with each other based on their energy. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be Glamour Magic? I feel like at the time you even said, like, this person just ran a glamour on us.
Right, no, I see that. I do. And now I'm thinking about, like, further things like, so would, like, someone who's two-faced, that would be Glamour Magic, would you think?
I would think so, because it deals with others' perceptions of the situation and you controlling that perception.
Or lying about a situation and controlling that perception before the other person. Yes. That would be a type of glamour.
I would agree, yeah. Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, let's go back to the craft, which is the whole reason I wanted to do this episode. Not the only reason. Like, you guys deserve to learn about Glamour Magic from your favorite witches anyway, but inspiration totally from the craft, because they use Glamour Magic in a way that isn't real, but, right? Remember, Nancy, she looks straight up like Sarah. Yeah. So that she can fuck Chris before he gets murdered. And then she like shakes out and all of a sudden she's Nancy again. And he's like, oh my God, you're a witch. And she's like, yeah, fucking duh.
Spoiler alert.
There was a point to but like her using a glamour was to punish him. Her using a glamour wasn't for like the innocent reasons that like a lot of this conversation has been. Like Maddie said, there is a dark side to glamour magic. And that is exactly it. It's bending reality to change somebody else's perception of the situation.
Right.
Like.
Well, I'm over here like, I think a great glamour magic, because she's doing my nails right now. You could put sigils under your nails.
See, this is why I wanted us to get our nails done while we were talking about glamour magic, because like there's a lot more to glamour magic than anybody thought, including your favorite witches over here, because you absolutely could. Or you can use the color magic. You put sigils under them. You can use like, she's putting flowers on your nails. Mm-hmm. That in of itself could be a glamour. People will see me blossoming just like my hands.
Oh, I like that.
Or my magic will blossom from my hands.
I love that. I never would have thought of it that way until you said it that way.
I'm just saying.
I love that.
I do too. Like, honestly, like, there's different, there's so many different, like, there's a lot more to glamour magic than I ever thought, because, like, again, like, my thoughts on glamour magic were, like, looking in the mirror and being like, Johnny will think I'm pretty today.
So we've got, like, the affirmations.
Right, exactly. Because that is, like, glamour magic. You look in the mirror to see what you want to see, and then you make sure the rest of the world sees you as you want to be seen.
Okay, so I listened to, when I was running Peace, Love, and Tea Leaves, some affirmations on YouTube.
Ooh, I remember that.
Yeah, one of them was like, people love to do business with me. My business will be successful. Would that be glamour magic then, saying people love to do business with me?
I mean, you could look at it that way because you are changing their perception, right? Like you're creating their perception. So, I mean, I could see it that way. I definitely could see it that way because you're talking about the way that others perceive you.
Right.
So, like, that affirmation is for you, but also for the wider world, right? Mm-hmm. I could see that as glamour magic, totally.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be, yeah. So you can use glamour magic on things and stuff that you own as opposed to just yourself then, like your business. Yes,
you absolutely can. And one thing that I did not think of on my own at all, but I saw in a TikTok video where this person was like, one of my favorite things of glamour magic, facial expressions. People historically in many cultures have used masks or their own faces done differently to trick evil entities or to influence evil entities. Like, think about trick-or-treating with Halloween. Well, you put the mask on so the scary things see you as one of them.
It's like, I don't know if this is accurate, so I don't want to offend anybody, but what is that Mori? The dance. The warrior dance that they do. They make faces and they stick out their tongues.
Yes. This was very much just like that. And yes, exactly. It's just like that. It's like you're doing all these different, you're using your body to put the glamour magic out there. And again, like, I didn't think of this on my own. I just saw somebody else say, like, this is one of my favorite things about glamour magic is you're using your face like you would a mask. Mm-hmm. But, like, in that exact way, because the thing that they were referencing was a video of people not necessarily doing the Morai dance, but doing a ritualistic cultural dance. Mm-hmm. But they kept changing their face in these really strange ways. And it was obvious that it was, again, it's like an ancient way of influencing the supernatural entities in the situation. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Did I say that in a sensible manner? I hear you. Also, like, Fun fact, this is the first time we've ever had an audience while recording.
Yeah.
I'm not even embarrassed. I kind of forgot she was there. I love you,
I feel
Lolly.
like I should be embarrassed, but I feel like it's flowing really well.
No, I do too. Like, I think it works really well. There was another thing.
We'll have to get a clap track or a laugh track like Friends. Oh my God, please.
Well, I have finally started, because I made our, we recorded our promo, and then I was working on it, and I was like, how do I put our audio track from what we recorded with our theme song without it being like us in one earphone and the theme song in the other earphone. Mm-hmm. And I did learn how to do that. So technically, I could put a laugh track in. At
the end of this, at the end of you saying that, it's going to be like, ha 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 ha.
If I remember. But okay, so here's the thing about Glamour Magic that I really enjoy. Okay, so have you ever noticed, and this is a question for you, Maddie, as well as wider world audience listening to us, some people are magnetic. Have you ever noticed, have you ever gone into a place that was dead and you're standing in line to get ice cream with your husband and 3 or 4 daughters, and then before you know it, the ice cream shop has a line out the door, but for the past 45 minutes had been dead because your energy is so magnetic, right? Have you ever experienced, do you ever experience that as a person or as a family?
Yeah, it's the worst. It is the actual worst.
I think it's great. I want to market it.
You do?
Yeah, my whole family's been since my birth, my family is like that. My dad and I actually had a conversation about how us as a family, when we'd go out, and then all of a sudden, the restaurant or the movie theater or wherever we went as a family would fill up. And I was like, holy crap, I forgot that was how I grew up as well. I just noticed it as a parent, that's happened to us so much that Corey jokes, we totally need to have somebody walk around and videotape us so that businesses can see, if they serve us for free, we'll get them more business. Okay, so the point of that thing, right? Some individuals are just naturally magnetic. But again, I was talking to my dad, and my dad is the person that I know of in my family who can see and talk to spirits, outside of myself, right? If there's anybody else in my family that has that ability, I am not aware. And my mom and I are super close, so if she had that ability, I know I would know about it. Okay, so my dad and I are both in tune with our sixth senses, to the point that we're able to communicate with spirits, right? I don't know if that has anything to do with the whole thing of being magnetic individuals and being able to attract business, that kind of thing, right? But if you're a magnetic individual already, and then you practice Glamour Magic on top of that, you're helping your inner light shine through for everybody to see. And I kind of love that idea.
It's are you prepared for that though, and what that brings? Because if you're
correct, which is where that whole protection element of Glamour Magic comes in, because not only can you imbue the things you use for Glamour Magic for the wider world's perception of you, you can imbue it with protection of that specific energy. You know what I mean? To protect you as a magnetic individual. Sorry, guys. I took my health honey before this, so I apologize. I don't think I've ever burped that many times on camera. But that is an aspect of Glamour Magic. The more, so it's okay, the more you feed a thing, right? A fire. The more you feed the fire, the brighter the fire gets, the bigger the fire gets, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're putting wood in, you're fueling the fire. So when you're a magnetic individual who practices the craft, you're already fueling your innate vibration, which your innate vibration without you doing anything is already like magical compared to the next guy, right? So then if you're not just practicing the craft as a magnetic individual, but you're now practicing glamour magic as a magnetic individual, like you're like completely and utterly amplifying that light. That's the word I was looking for. You're like amplifying that light and like shining it into the wider world. So it's not just like you are a glowing orb. Now you're a beacon, you're a searchlight, and you're attracting so much stuff to you, which is why the protection is important.
Or positive things, either like
right.
That's why you said that's why the protection is
yes,
important.
please talk though. Please say it. Yes.
It's you're not just attracting positive things. You're going to attract negative things. You've got that yin and yang.
Yes.
Which is why the protection is so important to
Yes, and that's why the protection in glamour magic makes so much sense, even though glamour magic itself is about others' perceptions of you. You have to have that protection because, like Maddie said, like dark is, you can't have shadows without light, right?
Could you fuck up your glamour magic and someone become obsessed with you?
Probably, absolutely. Especially if you're not using protection, just like a magical condom, guys. I kind of like that one too. Sorry, I came up with that earlier today. Don't look at me like that. My kid looked at me like that. But seriously, like, protections are important all over the place. But, like, no, seriously, I think you're right. Like, what made you, like, what's that train of thought?
Well, you mentioned, like, attracting so much. And attracting is good, but it's not always good. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, I agree. Because, like, if you think about it, like, the saying, like a moth to a flame, right?
Yes. But you also attract stupid-ass other little tiny-ass bugs that I hate so much. Right. You know what I mean? That are so annoying.
So, like, and we're talking about, I think, I don't want to speak for Maddie, but I think what you mean, like, not just dark entities, but, like, people becoming obsessed with you. People like, energy vampires, like the Morai. Was that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah. That, like, oh, this light is so bright. I need some of it on me. And then they throw shade on you to get your light for themselves. Holy shit. Sorry, that just came to me.
I don't know if you realize how you said that.
No, I don't. I don't. I'm not. How did I say that?
You said I just came.
Well, with glamour magic, that'll happen a lot.
So I'm curious on, do our listeners practice glamour magic? If so, how do they do it? Do they incorporate it into their everyday life? Or is it an every once in a while thing for special occasions?
Did you come into this episode thinking you don't practice glamour magic and find out
you do?
Yeah.
Because we both did.
Like I knew I used a little bit, just the littlest bit, because I've enchanted my jewelry, and in my head that was glamour magic. But like none of the other stuff that I do to me was glamour magic, but there's a crap ton of things that I do in my everyday that fall under the guise of glamour magic. Like, even to the point where I wear orange because it's my power color and it's to put my power out there for whatever, like, situation orange? Day. Yeah. Yeah, orange is my personal power color.
Is it because it's the color of amber stone?
I don't know, but that's very possible.
Right, I'm looking at it right now.
Because, like, yeah. You're not wrong, because I've had that thought, and not in the I wouldn't say super recent past, but I have had that thought. What? No, it was a super recent past. That's, yeah, my bad. I said that backwards. Like, from a standpoint of my power color. What's your power color?
Red.
Red. Well, and I mean, like, that's a lot of people's power colors. Like, red in and of itself is associated with power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's also associated with love. So is pink, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I definitely, orange is my power color for no particular reason. I was not particularly fond of orange until I was an adult, actually. Although my brother had the most amazing pair of carrot orange fucking corduroys when he was in high school, and everybody talked about it. Like, everybody talked about those pants, like, to the point that he gave them to a friend, and I was mad about it. Like, I grew up having to wear this motherfucker's hand-me-downs, and the one thing I was looking forward to getting from him, he's like, oh, I gave him no blah, blah, blah. I don't know who. I think Jeff, but I don't know who he gave them to. But damn. Yeah, like, I'm curious how, if you guys practice Glamour Magic, did you do it on purpose? Did you just find out that you practice Glamour Magic and had no idea otherwise? Like, I don't know. Did we even talk about mirrors? We did. Just, was there anything else about mirrors that needed to go into Glamour Magic? Because I know we've been, like, trying to not overlap them too much.
I don't think so, because we did talk about mirrors, I think. Yeah. Like, we did talk about that.
Did you enjoy getting your nails done?
I did. I really did.
They look super smashing. I love them.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, she'd be good at doing the nails. She does. She's good at the nails. Before we start doing the closing business, is there anything else that you can think of? Because, like, I think you bring up a really good point with all the what could possibly be negative.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to do Glamour Magic, you should do more research as opposed to just diving in. People hear Glamour Magic, oh, they think it's easy, it's really quick, it's something, you know what I mean? But like with all magic, you want to do your research first to make sure you do it safely and with protection.
Yeah, I agree. Now, do you think, from a Glamour Magic perspective, what do you think, like, do you think there's a specific, like, line of intentions that need to be used? Or, like, how open do you think that is based on your research?
Personally, I mean, what do you mean by line? If you don't.
Okay, so, like, I kept saying, like, it depends on your intention, right? Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't have to do with the wider world and it doesn't have to do with their perception of you, from what I understood of my research, like, it wouldn't count as Glamour Magic. But, like, what do you think? Like,
I think that, but I also think your own perception of yourself. So you're doing something to make yourself feel a certain way, then that's Glamour Magic as well, not just, you know.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I love that. So my question to follow that up is, from the standpoint of you're doing the Glamour Magic for yourself and your own perception, do you think that that's like the first step in Glamour Magic before you do anything?
Yes, I do.
For the outside world?
I think you should practice with that and then move on to
and I mean, it makes sense not just with practicing with that, but like if you don't have that innate self-love or whatever, like how well can you get other people to perceive that you are whatever? Like if you don't love your eyes as they are, how can you make somebody perceive them as violet instead of hazel?
If before you should dump into Glamour Magic, you should do some shadow work first.
I agree. So, and shadow work, mirror magic is associated. That's crazy because, like, mirror magic is associated with Glamour Magic and shadow work. Yeah. And I think that's a really good point is before you dive into Glamour Magic, because I think it is a good point that your Glamour Magic would begin with you having, you know, that perception on yourself. Fall leaves. However you want to do it. Fall leaves. That's what I want. Cool beans. Sorry, the kid was asking my nails. I love that point, though, because, like, so before the wider world can see you how you want to be seen, you have to see you how you want to be seen.
Or you have to see the real you.
Yes, exactly. Because before you can start messing around with how you want to be perceived,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to love yourself as you are, right?
Yes.
And if you don't love yourself as you are, shadow work is like one of the biggest steps. And you know what? Even if you do love yourself as you are, shadow work's super important because like you got to know yourself, guys. Like before you, okay, not trying to tell you how to practice your craft, but I personally believe that you've got to know who you are and what your motivations are before you start messing around in the magical world, if that makes sense.
You have to have your own sense of self. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think so. Those really good points. I'm glad I asked you those questions because I hadn't thought of it that way before. But like, that's really good points.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Maddie's all like, oh my God, you are completely fucking coordinated. Do you know that?
What do you mean? Oh,
You've got your red lipstick, your white shirt, your black pants, and then
Glamour
your nails.
Magic. I'm intentional. I'm intentional as fuck.
Look at Maddie being
I
like, she's top witch.
Well, I mean, I said red is my power color.
Yeah. No, but I just realized like your nails go with your outfit like 1,000,000,000%.
They do.
That's
Don't
fucking
think that
awesome.
is funny. Totally unintentional.
Fucking love it. So what do you guys think about Glamour Magic? Like these witches need to know. We need to know. We need to know. I think need is an accurate statement on this one.
So.
Yeah.
So, if you want to check us out on Patreon, you can do so at Witches Talking Tarot /Patreon, or is it Patreon /Witches Talking Tarot?
Yes, the second one.
Second one. Speaking of Patreon, hello Melissa.
Hello, Death by DVD.
Victoria.
Pam.
How y'all doing?
Thank you for being our patrons. We appreciate you so much. And I swear, Death by DVD, I'm sending you your stickers. I got your message back. I will mail them. I was just sick so you're going to hear this before you get those stickers. So this is a good way to tell you.
If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And you can find us on X at Classiest Witches because we are the classiest witches, you know. I mean, just look at Miss Coordinated over here.
I did not
Classy
do it
as
on purpose,
fuck.
I promise.
No, but I love it. That's one of the greatest things when it all just falls into place.
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, you can find us at Witches Talking Tarot.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for sitting with us for a spell.
It's right there. Hit the Android button.